Representative George Santos, a.k.a. Anthony DeVolder, a.k.a. Anthony Zabrowski, a.k.a. Katara Ravash, and all the other aliases that he used, has been indicted and arrested for lying. To which I say, of course. Wow. Here we go. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I don't know. It feels less like a we got him and more of a he got himself because he lied a lot. Allegedly, of course. All right. So yeah, the Justice Department has unsealed a 13-count indictment on Wednesday morning, accusing Mr. Santos, DeVolder, Ravash, whatever you want to call him, of defrauding political donors, fraudulently receiving COVID relief funds, including unemployment benefits, faking housing disclosure forms, and yeah, all sorts of stuff. Many lies. The best lies, the greatest lies. Now, Santos was placed into custody on Wednesday morning, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York. According to a report at the Daily Beast, investigators have been probing Santos' campaign and financial affairs for months. This is probably following all the different reports from reporters publishing stories detailing Santos' history of telling outrageous lies. Some of the more outrageous and funny ones, and not so funny ones, include not disclosing him actually being married to a woman. Again, Santos claims to be openly gay, so, openly gay Republican. Married to a woman. Okay, a little weird. Also lying about his mother being killed on 9/11. Not true. He also allegedly stole money intended to pay for a veteran's dog surgery. I've covered that story. Absolutely horrifying. Stealing from a charity. Also had allegedly used a stolen checkbook to buy clothes in Brazil, running a credit card fraud scheme, and possibly making up an assassination attempt upon himself. Wow. Okay. Well then. Interesting. Now, that's not quite what he's being charged with, though. Prosecutors allege that starting in September of 2022, when Santos began his congressional campaign, he had operated an LLC that he used to defraud political supporters. Santos allegedly enlisted the help of a political consultant named Person 1 in the indictment to tell donors that the money that would be used to help his campaign, including spending in television ads. The indictment also details steps that Santos and Person 1 took to enlist these potential donors, including sending multiple emails and texts to entice them to help his campaign. So, again, these are small dollar donors where Santos is like, oh no, help me defeat the woke. Okay? You gotta put me into office because I will defeat woke.
The wokers.
You gotta do it. I need it. Well, turns out, he used it, he took it, and put it in his pocket, of course. Now, in one October 2022 email, Person 1 sent an email to one donor insisting that they were trying to raise another $700,000 to reach our goal of $1.5 million to invest in DeVolder Santos' race. Communication tactics ultimately led to at least two unnamed donors to each transfer $25,000 to a bank account that Santos allegedly controlled. Wait a minute. Those are some pretty deep-pocketed donors. $25,000. Wow. Shortly after the funds were received in the company's bank account, the indictment states, the money was then transferred into Santos's personal account, where it was allegedly used on personal expenses, including luxury, designer clothing, and credit card payments. Because, of course. They also alleged that he made cash withdrawals, made payments on personal debts, and sent at least one bank transfer to a personal associate. Here you go. Here's some donor money for you. Prosecutors also accused Santos of allegedly stealing money from the unemployment insurance program. The indictment states that Santos applied to receive unemployment insurance benefits from New York State and the federal funds that came from the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act. Now, if you're okay, anybody who's been unemployed and has had to draw on unemployment before, you probably know the drill. You have to certify to the government every week that you are both still unemployed and that you are looking for a job. You have to tell the government. Now, what happens if you lie to the government? They generally come after you. Now, the government can lie to you, and they've done so plenty of times with no consequences, but if you lie to the government, especially about these programs, oh, you're going to get slammed. They're going to come after you with everything that they have. So now in my state, you have to fill out worksheets that detail which jobs you have applied to. There's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of tracking, as a lot of hoops to run, to jump through in order to get money from the government. To anybody saying, oh, it's so easy to get money from the government, I tell you. No, it's easy when you're a scam artist who is rich. It's so much more easy to just hire a bunch of lobbyists and, have them lobby the government to give you money in the form of, tax cuts, subsidies, than it is for an average person to scam the government out of an additional $300 in unemployment benefits a month. And you're much more likely to get in trouble for scamming unemployment than you are just outright doing corruption and buying the government. But there are still ways that you can get in trouble with that. If you're a foreign lobbyist, for example. Now, at the same time he drew unemployment benefits, Santos was actively making $120,000 a year as a regional director at an investment firm headquartered in Melbourne, Florida. Oops. Santos also lied on federal disclosure forms about how much money he was actually making in his House of Representatives financial disclosure paperwork, claiming that he had made $55,000 from his second company, a higher number that disguised how much he was actually getting paid by the Florida investment firm. In House disclosure forms, he claimed that he had earned a $750,000 salary, from his mysterious Devolder organization and received anywhere from $1 million to $5 million in company dividends, owned a checking account with $100,001 to $250,000, and had anywhere from $1 to $5 million sitting in his savings account. Those numbers, like everything else, not true.
Bullshit.
Making them up. Because, of course. Of freaking course. Now, this is the best part, though. I love this part. Santos was apparently surprised when federal prosecutors filed sealed charges in the Eastern District of New York on Tuesday. He told the Associated Press when approached for comment, quote, "This is news to me. You're the first to call me about this." I had no idea. Wow, what a surprise news. Well, I don't know where this is coming from. Golly gee, I had no idea that I allegedly perpetrated all this fraud. Stole all this money. Well, to be fair, if you're a scam artist and you lie constantly, especially if you're bad at it, you start to lose track of the lies. And for some of those lies, you actually start to believe them. That said, obviously, this has got to go through the legal process, as it should. But in my opinion, at the very least, this guy needs to be kicked out of the House of Representatives. I mean, just based on all the times that he had lied. Now, is Kevin McCarthy going to do that? No. So far, he's sticking by Santos saying, well, let's just see what happens, Let's just see what happens.